96 of the Great American Hip Hop Debate Podcast. I am the brother Burns. To the left of me, as always, I got the brother VS.
VS to the OP, you know what it be. Repping that LBE, sporting that MDMA all day.
On the check-in, we got International Blood. Oh, he's hyped today.
Yeah.
And in studio guest, we got the legend himself, DJ June. DJ June, thank you for being here, brother.
Yes, sir.
Man, thank you guys for having me.
DJ June is a busy man. He got a bunch of shit going on, from radio to podcast to artist management, artist development, an industry party. Recently was on Drink Champs. Got a single out there, got a project coming, and we're gonna get into all that good stuff. Congratulations on all that stuff.
Right.
This is a long. You took up my whole page.
And I like the podcast, man. I like that, man. I like what you guys doing. You know what I'm saying? You guys repping up the culture as well, so it's only right for me to come and show you guys some love and some support.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, brother.
Because I know the OG. I'm an OG, but you OG too, bro. You heard?
Shout out to Brother F.
Yes.
Brother F be knowing everybody, yo.
On the low, word.
Yeah, he been around, man. He been around.
Oh, yeah.
I seen him at the right spot with the right people.
Word. He got the keys, man.
He the reason why I'm like, I'm gonna go mess with him. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I know him. You feel me? I know certain faces from my past. So I'm like, yeah, he connected.
Yeah.
I saw Ray Cuss. You know what I'm saying? I saw Speedy Baby. Game Over. I'm like, all right, that's Jersey. So
Yeah,
I gotta go
yeah.
on that side. I gotta take Brick City on this side.
Yes,
of town.
thank you. Hell yeah. Make sure you're following at DJ June Official on the gram. Make sure you're following at FTV Radio. Make sure you check out his radio show. Make sure you're following at Ethan R 711 for studio needs, podcast needs, space to record your videos, practice, whatever it is. Make sure you're following at GAHHD_podcast. Make sure you're following at the real_VSOP. That's a Twitter exclusive.
Right.
At Deadass Worldwide is Blood, and at Call Me_Joseph is me. Make sure you're following all those pages. Also, make sure you're following the YouTube. Like, comment, and subscribe. GAHHD Podcast. Now, before we get into DJ June, we want to send a big congratulations to a couple of artists that are nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
That's right.
including Eminem, Tribe Called Quest, and Lionel Richie. Shout out to Lionel Richie, because that's the dude, yo. For real.
He should have been in there.
I'm surprised he's not, but there are a lot of classic, legendary artists,
Yeah.
both R&B and hip hop, that have been excluded.
And I'm only saying he
for
should have been in
various
there.
reasons.
I'm only saying he should have been in there because the criteria is you're eligible after 25 years of your initial drop, like your debut album.
Okay.
He's had a drop, like he's had a debut album more than 25 years ago. That's what I'm saying.
And he's a legend.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to get at. You know what I mean?
How much do y'all respect the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I mean, I'll say this. To get in there, of course, would you turn it down? No. You know what I'm saying? Would you boycott the ceremony? Probably. Would you turn it down being in there? And then having other people see, like casual people that'll just go in to see somebody else, and then they'll see you there.
Wouldn't it be bigger news if you did turn it down?
Momentarily, yes.
It'll be bigger news for that moment. Then
That's what I mean.
You don't know if they're gonna start blackballing you or whatever. All that
DK,
shit, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I mean.
What if you turn it down and big up the hip hop museum that's being created and fuck with their Hall of Fame?
I'll say this. In order for that to happen, in order for that to be the grandest gesture, it has to be somebody like Jigga, Nas, somebody like that. Somebody of that stature. To turn down, yeah, to turn down.
You can't get blackballed.
Right.
They won't
To turn down the Hall of Fame and be like, fuck y'all, I'm going here. Where I belong.
I think we need somebody to do that. I think the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is like, I don't want to call it bullshit, but it's bullshit. It's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's named. You know, it's not for us. It's not.
That was done
All
on
of us.
You
purpose.
want like the Hip Hop Hall of Fame,
Yeah,
like a different name.
yeah. I want something that we control. Hip hop, the culture, the people, the legends. I don't want rock and roll cats telling me that Eminem now gets his props or that Lionel Richie now gets his props. Lionel Richie should have had his props for 30 fucking years. Tribe Called Quest, the same thing.
Word.
And who are they to say Nas don't belong in the Hall of Fame or KRS-One don't belong in the Hall of Fame or Slick Rick?
They should have been the first ones up in there.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's like Billboard. You know, it's politics, it's manipulation.
It's
like
a
the Grammys.
it's a popularity contest.
Favoritism, shit like that.
Yeah, it's not necessarily.
Whoever got that bag.
Or
That's the other
yeah, whoever's gonna.
I think Eminem overrated to me.
I've said the same thing. Can you ever drive around and listen to Eminem?
I'm a DJ. I don't play none of his shit at the club.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Imagine,
Like Michael Blackson said, I can't get jiggy with that nigga shit.
Thank you. The legendary.
I think he came out at the right time.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that it was needed.
Timing
For
is
hip
everything.
hop.
Yeah.
Well,
Timing
he got to get props for expanding hip hop and helping it go more mainstream.
You think so?
Because
He did that?
the whiteness, that's why he's the highest selling hip hop artist ever.
is. Right.
I think it was a big impact. Like Dr. Dre put him out. Yes.
That's
Yeah,
it.
of
The
course.
cosign.
Of
course.
Yeah, the big cosign.
But then
It was Dr. Dre. It wasn't like you feel me? So people had to let that go. But you know what? It was Dre that put him out.
Yeah.
So he could get a pass.
Yeah,
But
he
now
got
y'all,
a
like,
pass in
overdoing
hip hop.
him.
Yeah, Dre got him into hip hop, but then
Yeah.
Eminem kind of got Dre into like.
But Eminem came
more.
from Jersey. He learned his shit from Jersey, bro.
Word,
Don't
from
get
North.
the game fucked up neither.
Yeah.
He was fucking with the outsiders.
The outs were.
Until this day, he said his favorite rapper is Redman.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
All that
we
shit.
spoke about that
We
last time.
spoke
Shout
that
out to Redman.
Young
Z.
Young Z was
Mhm.
kind of pissed off at him at a moment too,
Mhm.
because they kind of like,
Yeah.
blessed him out here or
Yeah,
put
exactly.
him on. Then he got popping.
And then he kind of forgot about him.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I think that shit happens with. That shit remind me of us with De La Ghetto, same shit. So it's like, I don't know. I guess you learn from that. That's what I could say.
But it's
I learned
fucked up
from
because then he went and did D12.
Right.
He could have did the Outsiders.
I
and
think
joined
it was
them.
something that he tried, but I don't know. I read some shit about that D12 and the Outsiders and all of that, but I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if that like inspired that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right, he put out 50, right?
Yeah. When basically 50 was
But wasn't
untouchable.
it Master J that really put him out?
Jam Master Jay signed him originally,
Initially,
but then
yeah.
after the shooting and everything, and then after Jam Master Jay died,
Nobody wants to fuck with him.
50 got blackballed. Matter
Yeah.
of fact, nobody wanted to fuck with him. Nobody wanted to sign him.
Yeah, nobody wants to
And
sign
then
him.
Eminem,
Because they thought he was a liability. You know what I'm saying? He could easily,
Yeah.
get his
I
ass
think
fucked.
Eminem's definitely hip hop. Like I'm not trying to
Yeah.
say he's not that.
You just
He
can't get
just-
jiggy with him.
He's rapped. Like he could rap his ass off too. I'm not trying to say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's just
he does. And
when-
they say that he killed Jay-Z
when do you
in
play
the
that?
verse, too.
When do you want to hear that
When
shit?
that take over shit.
This
You
time.
agree?
Huh?
You agree?
I don't know.
What, on the Renegade?
Yeah, is it the Renegade or Take Over? Which
On
one?
Renegade,
No,
on Renegade.
Renegade.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree.
I gotta listen to it again. I'm sorry.
But
I gotta listen to it.
yeah. I'm biased towards Jay-Z most times, but
Right.
on that track, like again, it's rappity rap Eminem,
Uh-huh.
and then Jay-Z saying some shit that relates, and we can like feel
I
shit.
guess Eminem be killing it with them long words and
And the fast shit, yeah.
The flow, yeah, the flow.
That's it.
He be confused.
Imagine you put that shit on like when you chilling with
But we can relate to that. Talk
You know
about
what I'm
one.
saying?
Dog, they're all gonna look at you like I'm looking at you right now. Like, what the fuck you doing?
you with some honeys and you throw on the Eminem.
Yeah, the Eminem.
It was hot though. I remember that MTV thing that all the Eminems came, everybody looking like
He had his run.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he
Yeah.
had his
He did
run.
his thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna knock that. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, over.
I
But for
think-
him to be the best-selling hip hop artist, like the
That's,
props he gets,
he
it's a
haven't
little
done
too
shit
much.
in
yeah. It's a
years,
little
in
too much.
decades.
In my opinion.
And the other thing is too, like you said, I think it was perfect timing. Because had he come out now, he wouldn't be as popular.
He couldn't come out now.
No, he couldn't.
He couldn't come out now. Now with the shit he was talking about with murdering his mom.
Yeah,
kidnapping his
exactly.
daughter,
Yeah,
and
yeah. So yeah,
the Greg with the retarded
Retarded
legs,
leg.
hit him with the peg. Nah. Yeah, he would have been canceled quick, bro.
yeah.
But still, shout out to him for making the Hall of Fame. Shout out to Tribe. I look forward to the day we have our own Hall of Fame. I look forward to the day they open up that hip hop museum in the Bronx.
Word. That's a fact.
And we just take more control of like the props that we get.
I
And shit.
seen a hip hop museum in downtown North in the Prudential Center.
Yeah,
Oh, word.
like permanent.
I don't know. You never been in the Prudential Center? Y'all ain't never seen no museum
Sting on the outside.
It's on the side street. You
Yeah,
know.
right there.
They got Nas, they got the Fugees, they got the statues and
Oh,
stuff
shit.
like that. Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's crazy.
Right on the Prudential Center, on the side
On
street,
Mulberry Street.
on Mulberry Street.
Oh, we gotta go over there.
Word.
They got one coming up in the
You know, I'm
Bronx.
gonna do my research on it so I can give you a good information.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
give y'all, but yeah, there's something in there. It's
Yeah.
like a museum, but I just don't know what they call it. But
And they had one in DC.
something about Grammys and all of that shit. Yeah.
So we gotta
Yeah.
check that out. We
Yeah.
gotta check that out. Shout out to
For sure.
DJ June for putting us on.
Word.
Very quickly, let's go through the bullshit ass TMZ rumor shit because I know y'all want to get to it. Rihanna's pregnant. ASAP got her pregnant.
Has anybody checked on Drake?
Drake gotta be depressed. God bless him.
Well, he's still swearing her.
He's always gonna sweat her. That's his.
Yo,
I thought it was Chris Brown swearing her.
No,
He got over her?
Yeah, he let her go.
Chris Brown wasn't
Yeah.
sweating. He was beating.
He was
Beating
beating the
her
shit
the
out
I
of
fuck
him.
want to say that. Damn.
Bitch with my money.
That was fucked up. Whatever. You know.
You're gonna get canceled, man.
Why? I didn't say anything.
I'm just joking.
No, shout out to them. Congratulations to them. They're gonna have the most beautiful baby ever. They're like fucking.
That kid won the lottery, bro.
Yeah.
Could you imagine, like, calling your mom and Rihanna comes out? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Nah, I'm good. That kid won.
Better have my
Yeah,
money.
fuck it.
That kid won, bro. Yo, I heard he announced it in front of the Cotton Club.
They were in Harlem. They did a photo shoot in Harlem.
That's
I
fun.
like that. I like that. ASAP keeps in New York.
Oh, always, always.
I like that he.
wasn't
that he pulls her.
ASAP the one that they gave him to so he could perform Biggie Smalls' song that he messed up?
No, that,
that
was,
was,
damn, Rich
Rich Homie Quan.
Rich Homie Quan. Yeah,
That's what that was.
he
yeah.
shouldn't have been allowed back in hip hop. That was disgraceful. That was embarrassing. Yeah.
Like, they don't practice like
That's what I'm saying.
sound check.
Not even that.
How much? You shouldn't
You
need
should have to
practice
practice.
for Juicy.
Yeah, for
or
Juicy,
get
bro.
money, whatever. Like you should know that.
Casual rap fans know that
Yeah.
song. You know what I'm saying?
But that goes to these youngins not doing their homework on the culture and they
Yeah.
just join and try to make their money, they quick buck, they get in and out, whatever.
I feel that that's management fault.
Management too, because they didn't have them prepped and ready. Yeah.
What the hell you doing as a manager, bro? You letting your artist be on stage making a fool of himself.
Yeah. They should have been embarrassed too. ASAP would. I think ASAP did something. And on that show, in relation to.
Yeah, that was Hip Hop Honors.
Yeah, I think they stopped doing that show, right?
They did.
That's fucked up. Anyway.
For their terrible performance.
They should have after that.
Some of them were kind of weak though. A lot of performances were weak, man. They just started throwing people out there. They were like,
I think
yeah.
the one that they did with Tupac, I think T.I. came out dressed like Pac.
Yeah.
Everybody came out. I think that was hard.
Yeah, all
He
the
kind of
diff-
he kind of pulled it off. Ti.
yeah.
It's okay.
Better than Rich Homie Quan, at least.
Oh yeah, of course. At least they beat that. Even the Spanglish beats that.
Ti kind of fell off though. Like he had a good run, and lately he's
He wanted to battle Jay-Z on the verse or something like that.
Yeah,
that's a bad idea.
That's not gonna happen.
Terrible.
That's a bad idea.
That's not gonna happen.
That should
Yeah,
not
I guess
happen.
he's gassed up because he's been in movies and shit like that.
That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, no. That, he had his run, but
I never think he was the king of the South for some reason. Or to me, as a DJ, I would play just Rubber Band or other ones for him to get that title.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't know.
who do you think was the king of the South?
Probably like what Young Jeezy from out there?
Young Jeezy.
Yeah,
ATL,
more
yeah.
him than the T.I. T.I. I never saw like.
Is
okay,
that
like Rubber
T.I.
Band and-
When he came out, or not when he came out, when he came out the second time, because the first time he
I
came
don't
out,
know
he
what
got
gas his
dropped.
head up.
The labels, they
Yeah.
were pushing him as the South
On the
Jay-Z.
reality shows.
Before that,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
labels,
he was already gassed up.
the labels and his management were pushing to media that he was Jay-Z of the South,
Word.
and that's what gave him that run. And then he
Why,
popped out
'cause
with
he
the
had a
movie.
feature with him or something like that.
Because they thought he was like about to build an empire with his record label and the
Yeah.
movies he was putting out, and he never lived up to that.
Nah, then he went to fucking.
That
he got
big
arrested
movie.
and shit.
Yeah, he
For the
started
guns
doing
and
fuck
shit.
shit.
He fucked shit up.
Oh. Hyping his hype. No.
But nobody refuted him when he said he was the king of the South.
Who?
Nobody. Like T.I. said he was the king of the
I
South,
think again,
and nobody said no, you're not.
Probably it was that time. Remember that we said earlier that when hip hop was changing, it was crunk music, and it was going into trap. So around that time, probably he took advantage of that whole movement, and he was known for that. So
Yeah. Plus,
I don't know,
Yeah,
something
he-
like
If if you believe T.I., he created trap.
trap. I was just gonna say, have him tell it. He'll
Yeah.
tell you he invented trap.
Yeah, so everybody's a seed.
But everybody keeps saying it was Boozy or what is it?
Lil Boozy?
Him or Gucci Man or whatever, like Dato
Gucci.
official
Yeah, probably.
to that.
I think Gucci would apply. I don't know. I'm not big on Boozy. I don't know. But T.I.'s first album was called Trap Music,
Yeah.
or his second album.
Second one.
Right, but- All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
Speaking of embarrassing, on Twitter recently there was a video of DJ Khaled making a beat on an MPC.
Or faking to make a beat.
Somebody said the MPC wasn't on. Regardless if it was on or not, the beat sounded fucking trash.
It did.
It's embarrassing already just to hear him making beats because he don't make beats.
He don't
Yeah.
make beats.
That's my thing though. Like all of a sudden now you're gonna get on Twitter and talking about I'm making beats.
But he used to make
Yo,
beats.
he did?
Supposedly, he was his production name was like Novocaine or some shit. And his first album or two, whatever compilation, whatever you want to call him, he was
Uh-huh.
supposedly making beats. He might have been doing the Dr. Dre thing, where someone else makes the beat and he takes the credit for it.
Right. Yeah. Well, that could be it.
I think that's what he's known for.
I'm gonna say that was it, cause the beat he was making, that shit wasn't gonna do
At all.
no traction.
Talking
But-
about beats, shout out to once again shout out to Speedy Baby.
That's right.
You know what I mean? He's like one of my secret weapons from Jersey where like I'm gonna have him produce for Redman. I'm gonna have him produce for I think he produced already for Shaheem as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, and by the way, pardon me, DJ June. Shout out to the legend Shaheem in the
Word.
Yes.
Shouts to the legend.
I didn't want to take the spotlight
No,
off
no,
you,
no.
but we
Yeah.
have
I
to
brought him
give
for
our
that
props to
reason.
Shaheem.
That's
Yeah.
the big homie right there.
Big
I brought
time,
him for
big
that.
time, big time legend. Yeah, bro. Shout out and props. Welcome home too.
Yes. Absolutely.
Much love. But yeah, man, fuck Khaled, bro. For real. You know, God bless him. Props to him, but he's a cornball, yo. Like I'm gonna just say it because I promised y'all I would be honest in the year. He's
Why you say he a combo? Like what
his actions, the way he
Carries
the way
himself?
he moves.
The way he carries himself?
Yeah, he's very like. I know we live in the age of braggadocio and attention seeking, but he does it to
some extra shit.
to an
Like
extra
exagerado.
level that you don't need to be. He's
Puerto
already
Ricans call it
Yeah,
exagerado. Papi,
yeah.
está súper exagerado, cabrón.
y acelerado and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, bro.
Like
Hell yeah.
chill the fuck out.
Don't get it wrong.
He's got a good formula that he could follow,
Yeah.
but he always wants to do some other shit, and it's like.
I give it to him because in a way, Redman was the one that put that battery energy on me. Like, yo, June, if you do this and you know these Latin artists and I fuck with these hip hop artists, then I could see you being the Spanish DJ Khaled to this shit.
And you
You
could.
feel me? But I look up to him because of that. Because
Yeah.
he's a DJ that collaborated artists. Now, everything he's doing, because if you got the power like that, then snatch up one of them legends and put him with one of the new ones.
Mhm.
Right.
That everybody different. That's how I'm thinking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you feel me? Like, look, like me, I'm trying to, like, if I fuck with Redman, I'm looking for the Latin Redman. Like a Chino Nino, John Seta. That's the reason I said, Ray Cuss owe me a favor. You heard? You know where I'm coming at. Like, yo, Ray Cuss, you better tell these niggas, like, you an OG. Be like, yo, we need you to jump on this, yo. You feel me? No, respect to celebrities.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But people like Ray Cuss, him, me. Even me, I tell you, Ray, I need you here, bro.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
dude, he's the Latin of this. And you know what I mean? And salute to the homies, salute to Shot. They give me that respect, that trust. Like, all right, yo, I'm gonna fuck with you.
Yeah.
If you say that it is what it is,
Mhm.
we're gonna try it out. We're gonna do it.
But you've earned it. You
Yeah,
put in the
exactly.
work.
I earned it, yes. But again, I had to learn from real hip hop artists. I didn't learn this from my own culture.
Exactly.
Right.
So I went through my bumpy roads with my own coaches while we was talking about being.
Mhm.
I had to learn them, so I took it as an experience. And then when I came to sit down with hip hop legends, they schooled me to the game how it really is.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? I had to learn the whole película.
Right.
El Fronteo, La Pichadera, all that fancy shit. You
Word.
know what I mean? But then I came across a big homie. He schooled me to the game like, June, we gonna have fun with this. Let's have fun first. You know
That's
I
what a
mean?
lot of artists are forgetting, that like creating art should be fun
Right.
and free and freeing, but
And that's one thing that I give DJ Khaled. He always looked like he had fun. Like, regardless of what you might feel in terms of how he looks or how he acts, and he does be looking funny. Don't get it twisted. I'm not going to say I'm 100% rocking with him, but I will give him that he always looks like he had fun. And I will put out there that he's been working for years. Because when I first came down to Tampa, he was a radio and I've been here for 15 years. He was out here putting on niggas like T-Pain and bunch of niggas on songs and shit. And yo, he deserves everything that's coming his way, man. Because he's a good artist. He deserves it.
no, absolutely. I don't want to come off as a hater. Because
Yeah, no, I agree
much
with
props,
him. That's what I
yeah,
said. That
to his success.
I look up to him as being a DJ,
Yeah.
collaborating artist.
Right.
Like the artist could go do his thing, but he could also link up with the DJ.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Do his thing. But I can't. I like DJ Khaled, but I've been taking that as a student. Like I learned from a
Of
Doo-Wop
course.
and Tony Touch, the Diaz brothers.
Right.
I learned from the DJ Crew, Summertime Shootout, 456, Ron G, SNS, Craig G, Cut Master C.
Legends.
A lot of DJs nowadays won't break you down like that.
No.
About mixtape ever. Probably me, because I come from the mixtape ever. But those was my DJ Khaled first.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
DJ Clue
Absolutely.
came out with an album.
Right.
Tony Touch with the 50 MCs.
That's what I
Yeah.
just said.
That
The
was like
50
one
And
of
the
the First
Peacemaker.
Brothers.
The Peacemaker.
Rest in peace to died. Cool. He did something with Fun Flex and
Big
Cool.
Cat.
Big Cat.
Yeah.
So
The Tunnel. He did the Tunnel.
So
Yeah.
all them albums, I look up to that. You know what I mean? The DJ Cool
Yeah.
and all of that. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So then when Khaled came, Khaled came with the new era.
Yeah,
Right.
and he took
Yeah.
it a little bit further.
Yeah, that's it.
this-
So you know, I look up to that.
we can't knock that, and you know, there's definitely props to him on what he did with his career, going from DJ to executive.
But after a while, it looked like favoritism.
yeah, and he always leaves people behind. Like he'll fuck with an artist, and then like they'll just disappear, and he won't fuck with them no more. Like Ace Hood, for
Ace
example.
Hood, word.
You know,
Whatever
Ace
happened
Hood.
to him?
Nobody knows.
Khaled ain't really too much fucking with him.
Yeah, you learn from experience, man.
Yeah,
Word.
sometimes you outgrow people.
Yeah. That's
But let's
right.
get to the Latin DJ Khaled of New Jersey.
Right.
The brother DJ June has an extensive resume. Artists he's worked with, artists he is currently working with, labels he has worked with. Like we said, the FTV radio show, the Industry Tuesday Nights, working with the brother Shaheem, working with the legend
Redman.
Redman, working with the legend Shaheem, pardon me, working with legendary Spanish artists. Like, you have a long resume, but I want to go to the beginning. Did you start as a DJ?
I started doing CDs.
Do you remember your first equipment?
Yeah, the Gemini, them button shit. I'm gonna keep it 100. Shy, I'm a hip hop dude, shy, but I started on CD turntable. I ain't stuck. So to me, I always felt like, damn,
Did you go back and like,
absolutely not.
no?
Took the needles, that shit started skipping. You gotta put a penny. I'm like, hell no, fuck with the CDs.
You gotta carry the crate?
I jumped on the wave quick.
Oh,
You
man.
know what?
Shout out to all the wax, the crate carriers.
So I
the
respect
skipping
that when I see them
needles.
scratching, I'm like, you know what? I could just do chicken and I'm done.
How old were you when you started?
I don't know, man, because I'm kind of old right now. So I started,
We're probably in the same range.
I
Yeah.
don't know, I could mixtapes, doing tapes, 97 is what I could say. I was doing tapes. I would do the best of Funk Flex, unless he dropped a bomb. I gotta skip the shit and all of that. DJ Clue, I would do my own mixtape of other people's mixtape.
Okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how I started doing my own mixtape.
But you started in hip hop.
I started hip hop. That's why I jumped to reggaeton. My reason for jumping on reggaeton is like, I was scared of jumping on hip hop because those was my teachers.
Mhm.
I took a DJ Clue, Tony Touch as teachers.
Right.
And what I learned is, for me to come out with a mixtape, I had to have the elements of a mixtape: an intro, an outro, a skit, a blend, a remix, a song that is playing out on the radio, and a song that is not playing on the radio, and an unsigned artist. After I got them elements, I drop a DJ June mixtape. Then that's when I start making noise. My shit start getting bootleg on the streets.
Right.
So now when I'm going downtown, it's like, nah, Poppy, I need volume 2. I already got that one.
Yeah.
So I had to hustle that where I had to go to Canal Street first and put out my CDs. Don't put it out in Jersey first. Because in Jersey, people was using my shit as a master. And they would go to New York. You don't got this one. You don't got this one. So by the time they come back to Jersey, they got a whole... So shout out to the bootleggers. So I went viral. Nowadays, they call it viral.
Yeah.
But I went bootleg years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn the hard way. Like, you ever saw the movie Paid in Full?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
When he first time selling drugs, and he be like, here.
Yeah.
And the dude gave him some money, and he didn't know how much this shit cost.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, oh, this for 20?
All this for 20?
No vinyl?
So my first time, my mixtape, the CDs, mix CDs, my bad.
Yeah.
And I went downtown to the bootleggers. I just went to just give them my CDs. So my CDs could be right there with everybody.
Right.
I didn't know nothing about the hustle.
Mhm.
Like, that was a hustle.
Mhm.
Right.
Like, I paid child support because of my mixtapes.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
shit was making me money.
Yeah,
You
Canal
feel me?
Street was the original internet.
Basically.
Yeah,
The
so
social
I didn't
network.
know that yet.
Yeah.
So peep how I got introduced to the game. I went to I was throwing parties, so every time I throw a party, I give out CDs. That was my thing. I get booked and I give out 200 CDs away, so that was my thing. Taste Lounge, Dramas, Tribeca, Coca Bongo. We talk about we talk about Barcode, these same clubs, but it's called different now.
Yeah.
We was up in all them clubs.
Yeah.
We probably was there when.
Yeah.
So that was my thing, giving out CDs. So I went downtown, like, you know what? I usually go pick up them Hot 97 CDs, volume 7, 8, 10, whatever, just to see what's out. But I want my reggaeton CDs there. And be like, oh yeah, I got that, Poppy. I need volume 2. So I'm like, all right. And that's another thing that I developed, how to come up with different chapters of my mixtape. I learned that from I learned all these elements from hip hop. So I didn't want to come up with some hip hop.
Right.
So when I came across reggaeton sound, I'm like, I'm gonna fuck with this.
Yeah.
Then
So you took that formula.
So again, me being a hip hop artist, my man took me to a hookie party. It was a time period where that shit even came on the news, where kids was cutting school to do hookie parties.
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
shit was in the news to dance to this Spanish music.
Yeah.
And it was called Playero or Underground.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know shit about it. Remember, these are steps before reggaeton.
Yeah.
And remember, I just told you, I come from the mixtape era. So the first reggaeton song I heard was like a Daddy Yankee, but I noticed that everybody wanted to sound reggae-ish.
Yeah.
At that time, reggaeton was sounding reggae-ish.
It was still.
Spanish reggae.
Yeah, basically.
Even Daddy Yankee was like on some old Shaba type shit.
It was basically the same elements as dancehall or reggae, but just with Spanish artists.
And
on
you
it.
know what? Everybody talk about that reggaeton started in Panama, reggaeton. Pero lo único que se han quedado callados es los jamaiquinos.
Yeah.
Think about it. How like, my nigga, y'all really copy off for us. We gonna let y'all kill yourself.
Yeah.
But y'all got that shit off for us. And you know what? I never seen too much reggaeton collaborating with reggae. If y'all come from,
Right. If we're in the
y'all
same
snatch
boat,
that, if y'all snatch or copy from that era.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I can't think of one that.
Nah.
So again,
Faruco does.
what?
He blends with the Jamaican artists a lot.
Faruco
He's the
está
only
pasando
guy
dominicano.
that I
Like,
can see.
me and you been around this game, but we seen this game trend and change so many ways, bro. I think we'd be here for another hour just telling you my
Real
history
days.
about how I seen this game change with the whole D-Bla Latino, how like hip hop company took the word Latin and put it there, try to run with that, and that shit ain't go nowhere. From DJ Casanova being wanted to be the head of reggaeton out here, and we went to the Latin Mix Awards in Florida with shout out to Pills. I don't know if y'all know about that movement, the Latin Mix Awards, and there was some politics going on. Like people wasn't trying to let like talent from out here blow up in the reggaeton game. They just wanted to open that door for that boat that is coming from Puerto Rico with reggaeton.
Right.
So we come from that era, man. I seen how we got neglected and stuff like that. But again, when that season with De La Ghetto came, we took advantage.
And shout out to De La Ghetto. He got classic songs,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
but he got one song, and I don't remember the name of it. It might have been Sensacion. Right?
That was his hit.
That's my jam.
He was out
Not
here.
Yeah, that's
We was
still my
holding on to that. He was holding on to that song while he was out here doing all that Spanglish shit in the Masacre Musical album.
Yeah.
So I remember them days. Shout out to Merck. Shout out to Kaiser.
Shout out
Shout out to the
Brother
whole
Mark, for
fat
sure.
gang.
Word.
And you happened to tap in right at the time that reggaeton was, and not
So-
only reggaeton, but remember in 97, 98, there was the whole Latin explosion between
Right.
Big Pun, J-Lo, Mark
Yes.
Anthony,
Right.
reggaeton
Yes.
kicked in.
Yes. So again, like when you saying that, that's what gave me hope. My bad. What you said, Big Homie? Terror Squad, B-Nuts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Frankie Cutlass. Remember that song Fly Tetas? Y'all
Yeah.
remember that shit.
Hell yeah, of course, yeah.
Remember that shit, Fly Tetas, whatever?
Yeah.
Every girl's
That's- we
like,
talking about back.
every girl's aim was flight that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We talk about back, Magic Juan. So, you know, I know my history, so I learned from that. So when I'm working with a Redman, with a Wu-Tang Latina and all of that now, because I learned my history, I seen how that shit trended and where it came from and all of that. So tapping back into the tapes and listening to hip-hop, what made me put music out
Mm-hmm.
was when I went to the hooky party and that reggae shit, but then I heard, that's when I started hearing now, it went from underground to playero to the noise to like now I'm hearing they taking, it went from them snatching up reggae, like the way they talk, to now they snatching up sounds. So they took the Black Rob, Whoa,
Mm-hmm.
and made it to a dembow.
Mm-hmm.
So that caught my attention.
Right.
Then I heard a Dr. Dre with Eve. They took that sound and put it dembow. So what I'm like, oh, I ain't. Y'all already copied from the reggae. Now y'all want to copy on the hip hop.
Right.
That's when I'm like, all right. So I'm gonna take the Whoa, Black Rob, and blend it in with the reggaeton. So my first mix it was blending in whatever y'all remix. I'm about to tell you where y'all got it from.
Yeah.
So I did that. So I started learning reggaeton just through samples.
Right.
It had to be related to hip hop. And then that's how I started learning about the Tego Calderon. The Tego Calderon to me that was like the 50 Cent. The Daddy Yankee was like the Jay-Z. The Don Omar was like the, you know, I started blending, I started comparing shit.
Right.
So that's how I started mastering reggaeton. And then I put that scale into my mixtape and I made Latin hip hop dudes like us like reggaeton.
Right.
Because a lot of people told me, I don't understand this shit, but the way you blend it, or I heard the hip hop,
Yeah.
and then, okay, I understand it a little bit.
Yeah.
So I really did that. I had a lot of people tell me that too.
Yeah, you were bridging the culture.
You're bridging the gap. Yeah.
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
And that was needed at that time for reggaeton to be accepted as a genre.
So it was like we was the distro kid to some reggaeton with
Right.
the mixtape.
Yeah.
So then that's when De La Ghetto came in. We developed that whole J Merck, Alice Kaiser. We was trying to be like the Latin G unit to the big homie.
Right.
That's why when you see Llegamos a la Disco with Daddy Yankee, you see the De La Ghetto, the Alice Kaiser repping that New York, that English Spanish style.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever don't know this, we've been rapping the Spanglish shit for the longest, and I could prove it on the Llegamos a la Disco, how the swag you see in De La Ghetto and Kaiser. Like, yo, we got a Jersey artist on the featuring with Daddy Yankee.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So,
And how did that connection come about?
I think Alice Kaiser has been like underrated because of that, but also down the line, whatever happens. That, you know what I mean. But I always gave it to him like, yo, you a Latino Jersey artist, and you on a video, you on a featuring on the hottest song, a classic history song, which is Llegamos a la Disco. You feel me? What happened after that, I don't know. But to me, you know what I mean. I played my part. You know what I mean. I did as a soldier, as a boss. You feel me? And, you know, like I said, I learned from that experience, working with Kaiser, working with Daylight and all of that. And that helped me what it is to work with a legend like Redman, the Wu-Tang, the Shaheem, you know what I mean, everybody else.
But when you started working with Kaiser and Daddy Yankee, were you still DJing, or were you now transitioning into more like A&R or artist development or management?
I was on the go.
Or you was just like, yo,
I
I'm gonna
was
do
on the
whatever
go.
and be in here?
I was just trained to that's the big homie, and again, even with the mixtape, I went from doing the reggaeton mixtape to now getting hosted by. Then Nicky Jam hosted my mixtape. De La Ghetto hosted my mixtape. Arcangel. So I even took that even from the hip hop
Mhm.
mixtape era.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I DJ for De La, for all of them at a certain time, but then also I was doing my own thing with my mixtapes and all of that. So either I do their mixtape, or either they'll do my mixtape. You know what I mean? That type, like the DJ Clue to them,
Right.
Mhm.
the Who Kid to them,
Yeah.
Right.
You
But
know,
then you're also connecting artists.
as well, yes, as well. You know what I mean? But then when I started working with Redman, he really boosted me up. He like, yo, I'm gonna co-sign you. So now I'm gonna really knock at doors. So I got the opportunity to call to fuck with Daddy Yankee and have Daddy Yankee and Redman on the phone on the three-way. I couldn't record that, but that was a moment to.
Yeah.
Even Redman,
That's
yo, you didn't
historic,
record
yeah.
that? I'm like, nah, I ain't record that.
Yeah.
But shout out to Merck. Again, we had so much passion to this that again, like when you see the whole team break up,
Yeah.
oh, man, this motherfucker, man, you
Duele,
know how-
duele, yeah.
Duele, cabrón.
yeah,
We come far, bro.
Mhm.
We put our dedication to this shit.
Especially when y'all start like
From
From
nothing.
scratch.
Yeah, from nothing.
And
From
then all of a
nothing.
sudden we see the big homie popping like, yo, we made it.
Mm-hmm.
You feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah.
Like even how he
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
put that shit together, bro.
Yeah.
We don't want to say nothing, but that's all our work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, but again, like it's good experience, bro. It's good experience. You know what I mean, I love my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Even though we don't talk, you know what I mean, we like Tom and Jerry, but you know, L take the time.
I heard an
The love is
expression.
still there.
I heard an expression on a Conway song, and it made perfect sense. Sometimes you have to cut off the finger to save the hand, and that's what had to happen. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
fair. Yeah, that's absolutely fair. Now, when did you
I was gonna say all these artists that you named are legendary.
El que falta soy yo. El que falta soy yo. Eh?
Nah, you there, baby. You a legend.
When
Like
did,
I heard today, they said like, yo, my time gonna come. Some people already there already.
Yeah.
But when I get there, I'm gonna stay there.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
feel me? So I'm not in no rush.
And I agree with whoever told you that your time is gonna come with
Yeah.
all the hustle that you're putting and all the work that you're
I
putting.
think I would appreciate
It's
it better. If
inevitable.
I would have got it at the time,
Yeah.
I probably would have been gassed. Un come mierda.
Yeah.
Con peca y come mierda.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
And you
at
would have
least-
lost it.
Yeah.
You would have lost it quickly.
Yeah.
So you know.
Yeah, that's true. Now you a man, you appreciate
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You know how to take
I
care of it.
learned-
Lo cuida.
Yeah, I learned. So you know, I'm more like behind the scene now. Like I'm putting other people on, or schooling other people. Again, just from all of my experience, I learned a lot and see the game. And even now, even this new talent, like only I knew like all the shit I had to sell CDs out my trunk. When you talk about bagging up, yes,
Yeah.
I'm bagging up CDs for real on Canal Street.
Yeah.
You feel me? The cases, the cover, and then a whole bunch of them hit every African or every Indian do. Yo, I got the CD. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That was a hustle, man.
yeah,
That was a
that's
hustle.
that's that. By
Now it's streaming. Now it's playlist. Now it's Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to learn that too.
hmm
So we on that.
And how do you feel you've adapted to the new technology?
I had no choice.
Right.
Cause
But are you self-taught? You learned it like
Yeah.
alone?
I'm trying to master that right now. My
Yeah.
strings are looking nice right now.
Good,
You know,
congratulations.
my strings looking like my mixes back in the day.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Nice.
So I had to go to New York, go get at least 10,000 copies, and then go get the CD. Yeah, we used to do that shit.
That was a mission,
Even
right?
in this building, we had to go buy some machines. Me, Merck, for Dela. Every time we dropped them Dela ghetto mixes, we had to burn it. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And hit Bergen like funk.
Yeah.
One thing, I mastered the whole bodegas, nigga. I will go to the bodega, I'll be like, Papi, here. I'll come back for my money. Don't worry, they're gonna sell.
Yeah.
Yo, Papi, yo, I need 10 more CDs. I need 30 more.
Yeah. And that was the thing too. I don't mean to cut you off, but that was a marker of when you knew you were doing some shit. When your shit was fucking selling and getting bootleg like a motherfucker.
I didn't know how to take it. Like, should
Right.
I be mad at you?
Yeah.
You know what? What I did was I started selling them the CDs for the same price.
Mm-hmm.
So certain bootleggers, they love to sell official CDs, and certain people just sell whatever.
Yeah.
So whoever wanted to buy my official CDs at wholesale is $2. That's what I was telling you about the paid in full.
Yeah.
Homeboy was like, yo, here.
Mhm.
He told me, yo, Nah, I got that one. I need this one. I need 500.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I got that. I'm about to go to the car right now. And I
Yeah.
gave him the 500. And what he gave me $1,000. And I
Nice.
counted on also they $2.
Right.
So then I went to another dude. They're $1.50. Then the bootleggers they're $1. So I knew who to go to.
Right.
I knew where to go to, and who to go to at a certain time.
Of course.
So I had to learn that on my own.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Bronx on Jerome Ave. I was giving all them DJs competition. Shout out to DJ Al Money. Shout out to DJ Mo West. Shout out to DJ Precise. I was giving them work.
But Jerome is like the Wild West.
I'm telling you, on Jerome Ave, I was giving them
I
work.
know.
Yo, you DJ June from Jersey, right? They been knew me and I didn't know what they knew about me because of my mixtape.
Right.
So that's the reason I say like I can't even get mad at the bootleggers.
Right.
Because people knew about me and I
And they were helping you out.
That was a market, like I said. That
the
was a
only
market.
thing I hate about the bootleggers that the bootleggers really make your CD plastic.
Yeah.
But don't nothing say shit inside. It don't got your phone number. It don't got
No.
your logos or
No.
know that. Just the track list.
Yep.
So I'm like, alright, I can take that. That's why I put Mad DJ Joe. You're like, yo, I'm tired of them horns. Yeah, that's me. You know?
How much do you miss that shit?
Well, you can hear the passion in me.
Yeah.
Like a month.
The hustle, because now the hustle's weird. Now it's like you drop a mixtape, you press a couple buttons, the whole world got it. You
Yeah.
don't gotta go meet
Yeah.
Bodega
Now
Man.
I'm just sitting in my house streaming.
Yeah.
It's,
I'm not hitting the streets no more.
exactly. You're not building them relationships.
I'm
You're
not
not
waiting in the
networking.
parking lot for 1,000 copies of my CDs no
You're
more.
you're no longer the street team.
Yeah.
Because that's what it was back then. You had to be your own street team.
You like the street now? The street team is more like social media.
Yeah,
You
now
having
the street
10
team.
different Instagrams,
Yep.
Twitter,
And it's not as
Facebook.
fun.
No, it's not fun.
It is-
Nah.
You're not outside.
You
You're
not,
really
yeah,
inside.
you never knew what would happen when you were outside.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
you could bump into Redman or you could bump into whoever. We bumped into the Riz on Canal Street.
Right.
I bump into, now that you said that, I bump into DJ Clue on Canal Street.
Look at that.
And he told me, and I didn't take him seriously. He told me, yo, I need a Latin. That Spanish shit is popping. I'm like, yo, this my. At the time, I didn't even take a picture, but I didn't know it was Clue. Remember, I just said I learned from him.
Yeah.
He's a role model to me.
And back
Always
then you
knew.
didn't know everybody's face.
Yeah.
No.
Because it wasn't on
Even
social
even
media.
the beef, when people used to be beefing, they had to
Yeah.
know because of the magazines
Yeah.
months later.
Yeah.
So he gave me his card. It says Rockefeller. He like, yo, we need a Latin artist. So I'm thinking like, yo, you know anybody? But in my mind, I'm like, what you mean, like a local artist from Jersey? By the time a month later, they had signed Hector the Father. So they was really looking for.
Yeah.
I'm looking at them like, all right, cool, but what the fuck they know about Latin?
Yeah.
Listen to my shit first.
Yeah.
Nah, months later, Hector the Father, yeah, we run shit. What was that song with Jay-Z? Jay-Z all he said was a hook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all he said.
Yeah. That's all he had to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, like Redman, when I'm like, all this history, I broke it down to Redman. Redman gave me his time, and I got to break it down to him, my history, how I learned reggaeton and all of that. That when he came in like June, we gonna go hard. He ain't give me no half-ass song.
Yeah.
He really even helped me promote the song.
He put effort into
shout out
it.
to my Latinos.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to my Dominicans, my Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
So yeah, he showed me love. Man.
Shout out to Redman.
You put in effort. That's what's up.
For a legend to open his arms to you
To a
know.
Latino, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy.
From yeah.
So again, I took that and I showed them like, okay, I'm gonna break it down to you. Fucking with this reggaeton artist, bro. I be calling them, yo, how much is for? Like they'll pick up the phone
Uh-huh.
when you got something for them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I learned that. I'm like, all right, they ain't gonna pay me no mind unless, yo, you available?
Yeah.
How much you charge me? I got a party for you. All right, June. But if it ain't for that,
Yeah.
they ain't gonna pick up.
Right.
So when I met Redman and I met other people, I'm hitting with, yo, what's up, big homie? I got a party. I work with 2 promoters. How much you charge? And then, yo, we good, big homie. How you doing, June? How your mom's doing? Where you at? I'm gonna go check you. Came to chill my crib.
Yeah.
Like, yo, ask me how you doing first.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
you're a human first.
Yeah, yeah,
I got
exactly.
a lot of people that call me, yo, Ray, I need you. No, first,
Mm-hmm.
how you doing?
Yo, what's up, June?
How your mom's doing?
Yeah,
How's your
yeah,
family?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so I had to learn more. That's why I say, like, I learned from the big homies, like, how to go about it or whatever. And I'm blessed for that, you know what I mean? I'm taking that and running with it,
Yeah.
you know?
It's dope that you're still learning. You know,
Yeah, I'm always
after
learning, bro.
X
I'm
amount of
always
games
learning,
and
bro.
after
Yeah.
X amount of years in the game, I should say.
Yeah, you're not too big to learn something new.
Always. Especially when you know you want to build the empire and help others so they won't go through the shit you went through. That's my goal. I'm trying to set up a pathway. And like I said, I recognize certain people that was there at that time of my soundtrack of the shit that I went through. So
You know what that makes you?
what?
A OG.
Word.
Yo, you know what? Last week they told me that, and I'm like, yo, you know what? I'm starting to sound like an OG already.
But it's good.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause
it's not a bad thing.
Nowadays, there's not a lot of OGs. There's
Right.
not a lot of people willing to share their knowledge and
Well,
actually
nowadays
help
there's
people.
not a lot of kids that want to listen to the OGs.
También.
That's
But they're
the
so
other
used to there
They
being
want
no
to crawl.
OGs.
They want to walk already. They don't want to walk, or I mean, they don't want to crawl before they walk.
Yeah,
Everybody's like a know-it-all. Well, they have everything here.
yeah, exactly.
So
But-
talk to me about when you transitioned into podcasting, because now that's a totally different thing, and that's a new thing that didn't exist 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
I
Exactly.
guess I'm a hustler. I'm a music hustler. So when I'm telling you I was bagging on my CDs, I'm selling it on my trunk. I'm a hustler.
Yeah.
So it's another.
So to me, it's another hustle.
product.
I was doing online radio. I had a show before Justina in Montclair University. Now
Uh-huh.
that she's at Wilder now and all of that.
Okay.
So we've been doing online radio, even. Yeah. So I had my show before her show, and back in the day. So I've been doing online college radio, non-fiction radio, a lot of online radio for the longest. So I guess now it's not
It's just
radio.
a natural
It's just-
transition.
Yeah.
put it like this: we not swaying Hot 97 or La Mega no more.
Right.
We not swaying World Star Hip Hop or a lo folk, and we doing our own shit now.
That's how I feel about the
Feel
Rock
me?
and Roll Hall of
Y-
Fame.
Y'all kept locking the doors or letting certain people in where, fuck yeah, we doing our own shit now.
Yeah.
We do our own radio. We do our own podcast. We interview our own people now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's the beauty of this technology, that it allows us to cut out the middleman
Right.
and do, you
Right.
know.
They've been having the doors closed for us for the radio, for website. Now we build our own shit.
Yeah.
Now we got all sorts
And you
of
go
media.
direct to customer.
Exactly.
So
That's
there's
the other
no
thing.
need
You
for
can
anything
distribute your own music now too, and all of that. So you know,
else. It's
it's kind of easier
it
for the
is.
new generation. Only if they knew the shit that we had to go through back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
now it's like,
Half of them wouldn't do it.
No. Hell nah.
Half
and
of them
it's
wouldn't
too
put in
easy
that
for
work.
them where they still haven't taken advantage of it.
Yeah.
Half of them wouldn't do it, and half of them probably wouldn't even figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
Because that's the shit that all of us learned. We had to figure shit out back then. We didn't have this in our hands to tell us how to do shit.
Mm-mm.
We had to figure the fucking shit out.
And
You know what I'm saying?
And not for nothing, I like this podcast, and I feel as though I see potential with you guys. Any kind of help you guys need from me, it is what it is. You feel me? Bless you guys for your work.
Thank you,
my brother.
That's why I brought the big homie.
Thank you, my
feel me?
brother.
I see
Greatly
I fuck
appreciate
with the hip hop, so I'm gonna bring you some hip hop.
Nah,
You
we-
feel me? I just brought me just so he could come and chill.
Yeah.
Next time y'all chop it up with him, whatever. You feel me?
For sure.
Any kind of plugs y'all need, I'm here.
Thank you,
You feel
brother.
me? Especially when it comes, cause I can't do this by myself.
Right.
You feel me? This whole Spanglish, I've been doing it. I've been fighting this war for years.
Right.
Before there was a song called Bad Bunny.
Uh-huh.
Like before y'all was taking trap and Latin trap.
Yeah.
Like y'all ain't know what the fuck Latin trap really come from.
Yeah.
Like when they was asking y'all, oh, what is Latin trap? They thought it was like, no, we don't sing R&B to no trap.
Yeah,
Y'all
exactly.
did that shit. It
Exactly.
goes back to again, y'all doing what y'all did before.
Yeah.
Taking up for the reggae. Now y'all taking up for the trap.
Exactly.
Now y'all taking up for the hip hop and just put Latino on it.
Yeah.
It's great.
When you gonna,
It's
when you gonna develop your own shit,
Yeah.
or at least start letting people in then.
That's the music business, though.
How do you feel, June, about, like, because this discussion has been going on about basically our part, like Latinos in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, how I've heard the discussion where basically, not that we don't belong, but we're also, how can I put it? Almost like quasi visitors. You know what I mean? Like guests. We're guests. We're not.
You guess on the what?
In
On
hip hop.
hip-hop?
In hip hop.
Absolutely
Not-
not,
not-
bro. You know why? Because the elements of hip hop, what is it?
You got
MC, DJ,
Jane,
breakdancing.
graffiti.
Okay, you saw the movie what
course.
is Beats?
Beat Street.
Beat Street.
Beat Street?
Of course.
Latino always been there, my
That's
bro.
what I said. That's
Who
exactly.
the legend of breakdancing? Okay, if it wasn't rapping, it was breakdancing. If it wasn't graffiti, it was so we
That's
been
what
part
I
of
said.
hip hop.
Are the two of the
In the
big
ghetto, what do you see? Latinos and blacks. So my brother, what are we talking about?
exactly. That's
You
that's
feel me?
that's the whole
So
point.
we always been there.
Exactly.
Yes, we gotta work double. We gotta work harder.
Right.
But we always been there. We always been neighbors.
We've been there from the beginning.
You know what I mean? That's the reason now we got our own shit, reggaeton and all of that.
Mhm.
You feel me?